Welcome to this holiday episode of the You Two Scare Me podcast. We're your hosts. I'm Felice.
And I'm Andy, and we are coming to you from Key West, Florida.
Okay. Did you hear that there is a new UFO tour?
Oh my gosh, I did.
In Key West.
Yes.
And it's put on by David Sloan and his company.
Yes.
I don't know. I don't think David Sloan is he's not the tour guide, but it's his company and he has people doing it. And I saw him today at the artisan market. David Sloan, in case you don't know, if you haven't been listening, he is the original caretaker of Robert the Doll, and he has ghost tour company here, and he does a lot of cool things here. But so the newest is a UFO tour.
Oh my!
I saw him and his wife today at the artisan market, and I was like, "Oh, we want to go for sure." And he said that we do. And guess what? He said that they have some very expensive night vision equipment, and he said it's going to be amazing. So we have to book it.
Did he say?
I don't know.
Oh
I didn't get to talk to them very long because some other people were there. They were selling books, and so I kind of got out of the way. But
I don't know. I'm scared to go. I'm scared.
We're going.
No, I'm scared.
We're going.
Oh, and then what's going to happen is there's going to be like a giant white light in the sky, and then we're going to lose 7 hours, and then you're going to be like, oh, wow, I don't know what happened.
What happened? Where am I?
Mm-hmm. And then I'm going to be the one that's like having all these physical effects, and you'll just be blissfully memory free.
Yeah, it's going to be amazing.
Nothing says 'tis the season like getting probed.
Yeah. Well, also, it's very busy right now. I wouldn't mind disappearing for losing 6 hours right now. We're hanging on by a thread for our last week before our break from school. So we're white knuckling it.
Yeah. I mean,
so
in addition to the craziness that goes along with small children at this time of year, we also have had so many social events.
Yes, we've been busy.
Yeah.
And we are still busy. We were just going over our schedule and we have something every single day this week, each of us, and they're not the same things.
Yeah.
Some do overlap, but
thank goodness.
That's how we'll get through.
You're my emotional support person.
Right. Same. But I don't know, a little UFO disappearance might not be too bad right now.
I'm nervous too. I will go because I've made you do a bunch of ridiculous things in the past. But I'm scared. Let it be known that I'm scared. And any humans or aliens who are listening to this, like, I don't want to be taken.
Yeah, just keep it gentle with Andy.
No, just
she's not ready to go.
Leave me on Earth. It's okay. It's okay.
Oh my gosh. Well, in case you missed our little pitch in the last few episodes, we now have a Patreon page, and we would love for our listeners to check it out. So Patreon is a membership-based platform that allows creators like us to receive direct financial support from their fans. Money. We're trying to grow our podcast, and this is a way that you, our lovely listeners, can help us out.
We have 2 membership tiers with different perks. Both tiers come with a shout out from us and discounted merch, along with other spectacular surprises.
Yes, it's amazing. So please join our Patreon.
Join it.
Just search You Two Scare Me podcast. The link is also in the show notes, and we can't wait to shout out our new members. You could be the first. That would be amazing, right?
The OG, I feel like that comes with a trophy or some other special.
If you're our first Patreon member, we're going to do something special for you. Don't worry. We'll think of something really cool.
Yeah. Something so cool.
I promise.
We'll also tell the aliens about you.
Yeah, or not. You let us know. If you want to know, if you want them to know about you or not, you just let us know. If this is your first time here, hello. We're 2 girls who love to hear and tell stories about the paranormal and other spooky stuff like legends, cryptids, and UFOs, of course.
But don't worry, we respect the forces behind those spooky things, and we know how to keep a safe and respectable distance.
That's right. We love to have a good time, so get ready to laugh with us.
A quick warning before we begin. This podcast is for entertainment purposes only. Our tales are drawn from folklore, history, and reported experiences, but we don't claim them as fact. Some stories may include sensitive topics, so listener discretion is advised.
Dive into the shadows with us as we bring you haunted holiday lore in this episode of the You Two Scare Me podcast. Shall we dive in? Oh, before we dive in, we got another present from my good friend Krista. She's always sending us presents. So she sent a little ghost that has Christmas lights on it.
Oh, cute.
Yes, but also she sent breath mints that were in a little Ouija board box. And I was like, immediately like,
she's like, oh, Andy, these are for you.
I was like, I'll go ahead and keep that ghost. And here you go, Andy. You can have the Ouija board breath mints. Did you open them? What's in there? Do you know?
I didn't open them yet.
Yeah, you're going to have to check out.
I'm assuming it's breath mints.
I know.
Are they shaped?
Yeah, that's what I was wondering what the shapes are.
Okay.
We'll keep you updated
I'll share
on
with
that.
You tomorrow.
Okay. So anyway, now let's dive in. Do you hear that? Jingle bells, but not the cute Hallmark kind. These bells are heavy. They're dragging across cobblestones in the dark. You step outside into the snow, and there, at the end of the street, you see horns. Not reindeer antlers, curved, twisting goat horns attached to something standing upright. It's huge, covered in black fur. Its tongue is way too long. Its hooves are clacking, and it's dragging its chains. Merry Christmas, kids. Krampus has come to town.
Krampus!
Tonight, I'm diving into a story that is festive, historical, and absolute nightmare fuel. The legend and living tradition of Krampus, the Christmas demon of the Alps. A note here, I don't speak German or any European language at all. I'll do my best with pronunciations, but please be patient. So Krampus is half goat, half demon, and he has a terrible attitude. In this story, you will find pagan winter monsters getting mashed up with St. Nicholas, villagers full of drunk demon cosplayers whipping people in the streets, and yes, real modern day incidents and eyewitness accounts from Krampus runs that go way off the rails.
Ooh.
So grab your hot cocoa, add a little Krampus schnapps if you must, lock your windows, and let's talk about the monster who makes Santa's naughty list look like a gentle suggestion. Let's start with the basics. Who is Krampus?
Tell me.
In Central European legend, especially in the Alpine regions of Austria, Bavaria, parts of northern Italy, Slovenia, Croatia, Krampus is a half goat, half demon creature who shows up during the Christmas season specifically to deal with naughty children. Mm-hmm. The word Krampus doesn't denote one individual entity, but rather a whole class of creatures, much like how werewolves refer to an entire species of monster. Did you know that?
Oh, no.
I thought it was a guy. I thought it was one guy, but I think it's like Krampuses. Oh. There's a group of Krampuses, you know?
Wow. I didn't know.
I didn't know that either.
Okay.
Isn't that cool?
Yeah.
So St. Nicholas or Niklaus is the nice one. He rewards the good kids with little gifts, fruit, or sweets on December 6th. But Krampus, he's there on the night before, December 5th, Krampusnacht, to handle everyone who did not, in fact, eat their vegetables or stop tormenting their siblings. Visually, classic Krampus usually has a shaggy animal-like body, goat legs with cloven hooves, long curved horns, fangs, and a ridiculously long tongue. Think Gene Simmons. If you're not very old, Gene Simmons is from a band called Kiss, and they wore black and white face paint. And Gene Simmons had a he still has, he's alive, very long tongue. You should Google that.
Thanks for the history lesson.
You're welcome. It's important to, keep these legends alive. Anyway, so Krampus also carries chains that he rattles dramatically, a bundle of birch sticks called a root for spanking, and a sack or a basket on his back for abducting children.
Yes.
Nothing to see here. Just grabbing the children.
Side note, some of my students are of European descent, and they just had a party where Krampus came and put some of them into a sack and dragged them down the hall.
I talked to some too at our school. I was like, I'll talk. I have like a little thing about it. It was, it was.
It's like it's alive and well.
I teach K through 5. And so I think a lot of those families kind of hang out together. And so I got several different renditions of the story of this party that they had. And the one little girl was like, oh, yeah, it's where this devil comes. And they read off who's naughty and who's nice. And the naughty ones, they get dragged to hell. I was like, whoa.
Who makes the list? I'm so curious.
I think the parents do, and they give it to them.
Oh my gosh. You're like, you've been especially jerky lately.
Right? I'm like, as teachers, can we contribute to this? Just kidding. Just kidding. We would never. Okay. All right. So his name most likely comes from the German word Krampen.
Oh, wowzers.
Meaning claw, because he's got big ones.
Big claws. Big ones.
Yeah. Functionally, he's Santa's enforcer. Saint Nick hands out treats. Krampus hands out trauma. So where did this cranky fella come from? The origins are a little murky. Krampus is believed to have originated in German-speaking regions, but the figure as we know it isn't clearly documented until around the 16th century. But folklorists and anthropologists point to pre-Christian Alpine traditions. There were winter rituals with masked, horned figures like the Perchten, which were wild goat spirits that roamed the mountains between winter solstice and early January. These processions, called Perchtenlaufen, involved people dressing in fur and terrifying masks, charging through villages, making an absolute racket. Over time, those older pagan wild spirits of winter seem to have fused with Christian St. Nicholas traditions.
Imagine that.
Yeah. Seems to be a common theme in our world, right? Krampus basically becomes the baptized, semi-respectable-ish version of a much older winter demon. So they just kind of sanitized him a little bit, but not that much.
Like, he's not that bad.
Yeah. Smithsonian Magazine even notes that some traditions link Krampus to the underworld, sometimes framed as the son of Hel, that's Hel with one L, who was the Norse goddess of the dead, though historians caution that this is more modern myth-making than provable fact.
Got it.
The Catholic Church, unsurprisingly, did not love this horned chaos creature hanging out with the saint. They're like, this, we do not approve.
We need to create some distance between St. Nicholas and Krampus.
Exactly. As early as the 12th century, church authorities tried to suppress or ban the devilish masked figures in winter festivals because of their demonic appearance and pagan flavor. In the 20th century, Austria's authoritarian Fatherland Front government, very aligned with the church, went as far as to ban Krampus processions in some areas in the 1930s. Later, the government even distributed pamphlets titled, Krampus is an evil man. Straight to the point.
In case there was any question.
Warning that he might damage children's mental health.
Got
Which,
it.
nice that they were thinking about children's mental health in the 1930s.
No, they had their own agenda.
Yeah. And yet, the people of the Alps, they were like, okay, but what if we just keep our demon friend and our saint? Spoiler alert, Krampus won that round. So let's talk about traditional Krampusnacht. It's the evening of December 5th in a small Austrian village. Snow is falling. Kids have left their shoes or boots out because St. Nicholas might drop by with candy, nuts, or small gifts. Doesn't that sound so nice?
St. Nicholas comes here to this house.
Really?
Uh-huh.
Oh my gosh. I saw all your shoes on the porch. Is that where they go?
No, that's just called.
That's just where the shoes go.
That's just called that my children play in the dirt and the mud, and I'm like, leave those outside.
Okay. Well, you might want to pick some specific shoes to put out there.
It already happened. Felice.
Oh yeah.
Goodness, he already came.
Okay. I'm a little sketchy on my dates. I don't even know what day it is. Krampusnacht passed already, guys. Okay. Inside, families wait. Parents are definitely using this moment as leverage. They're like, are you sure you cleaned your room? Because remember who comes with St. Nicholas?
Krampus.
At some point, there's a knock at the door. St. Nicholas steps in, robes, bishop's mitre, staff, total church glam. Behind him, or sometimes barging in first, comes Krampus. He clanks in with his chains and bells, swats the floor or the furniture with those birch rods, and does his best to scare the absolute daylights out of the kids.
Oh my gosh.
And he's huge. The saint asks the children if they've been good. Maybe he reads from a little book of their deeds supplied by the parents. The good kids get a treat. The not so good kids might get a symbolic swat, a lump of coal.
Symbolic.
Yeah. Or just a good old fashioned guilt trip in demon goat form. In older stories, it's more brutal. Krampus is said to beat bad children, stuff them into a sack or basket, and carry them away to drown them, eat them, or drop them off in hell.
Oh.
2 L's.
Hell, 2 L's. Just to clear up that confusion.
Yeah. So, yeah, forget no new iPhone for you this year. Here, it's clean your room or a demon will drag you screaming into the underworld.
I mean, that seems pretty, standard.
So when my students were talking about their Krampusnacht party that they went to, I was like, did anyone's parents get pictures of this? Please have them email them to me, but I haven't seen any yet. So
if you have pictures of your own party,
yeah, please send them.
Share them.
Also, they said that they really do like take the kid. Like if there was a bad one, they really do take him like down the hall, and I think they have to like do work or something. Oh.
They're like, you didn't clean your room, but you can clean this hallway.
You can wash the dishes.
Pick up all those beer bottles.
Yeah. During the party, everyone else is like having a fun party except for them. Anyway, honestly, it's like pretty efficient parenting. You know?
I mean,
it's harsh, but I don't. Seeing what we've seen,
harsh but fair.
Harsh but fair. I don't know. I feel like we could use a little version of Krampus in today's society. Don't you think? Maybe. Yeah.
Do you want to come over here dressed up as Krampus?
No, I would never do that to your kids, but maybe Bill will. Anyway, so if that wasn't enough childhood terror, we also have the public events, the Krampuslauf, the Krampus Run. In towns across Austria, Bavaria, Slovenia, and beyond, people, traditionally young men, dress up as Krampus and parade through the streets in early December. This is a modern day thing. These costumes can be intense. So have you seen them on social media? Yeah. They are like so detailed and intricate and absolutely terrifying.
It's a serious cosplay.
Yeah, like their masks, there's like teeth and
the hair, the horns. It's like
and the big heavy bells, you know, and they're chasing people around. They're like hitting the kids, but usually everyone's behind like a blockade. But sometimes,
it's like a parade.
It's a parade. Yeah.
But I'm like, is there a Krampus Outfitters? You know, like where do you get these giant?
There has to be companies that do that.
Yeah,
that's a great question. The costumes typically consist of hand-carved wooden masks with snarling faces and glass eyes, real animal pelts. Probably the more modern ones are rubber and, you know what I mean? But like the traditional ones would be that wooden. But they have real animal pelts, huge goat horns, and heavy cowbells strapped around the waist so you can hear the Krampuses before you see them coming.
Ooh.
The scene is something between a horror movie, a folk ritual, and a rowdy street party.
Okay.
The air smells like snow, wood smoke, and schnapps.
Oh, I can get down with that.
Yeah. Can you imagine it? On a cold, it's like so cold too.
Yes.
The bells are deafening. Torches and flares light up these massive horned figures as they charge through the crowd.
Oh my gosh.
Traditionally, the Krampuses will chase people, especially teens and young adults who tease them, and they will lightly swat people's legs with bundles of twigs. The Krampuses will pose for photos, roar, rattle chains, and generally cause festive chaos. In some regions, it's customary to offer the passing Krampus a shot of fruit schnapps, which, as you can imagine, does not always de-escalate the situation, but it makes it more fun. Can you imagine? Beyond the pure chaos, Krampus is doing some cultural work. Oh, also, I've seen on social media that now there are like ladies that are going to the Krampus festival specifically for like a little
action,
little romp. The Krampus romp.
You're like,
where the wild things are.
What's my type? Large, hairy, horned.
Heavy bells.
Yes. That sounds good.
Yeah. Beyond the pure chaos, Krampus is doing some cultural work. In one custom, Krampus leaves the family a bundle of birch twigs painted gold, which they display in the house all year round as a visual reminder to the kids. Krampus is watching.
You're just like, look over there.
Yeah, he's like a much scarier version of the elf on the shelf.
Right.
Krampus has traditionally been a behavior control tool for children and a way for communities to vent anxiety about the dark, dangerous season, like Gryla.
Mm-hmm.
Let's talk merch. By the late 19th century, advances in chromolithography made full-color postcards cheap to produce. The Alpine world looked at that new technology and said, obviously, we're putting the Christmas demon on it.
Oh my gosh, I just got a Krampus card in the mail.
You did?
Oh, I'll have to pull it out to show you.
You'll have to find it.
Yeah.
So Krampuskarten or Krampus cards started popping up in Austria, Bavaria, and neighboring regions from about the 1880s into the early 20th century. They often show Krampus looming over terrified children, stuffing kids into his sack, chasing people with birch rods, or oddly, flirting with women in very tongue-in-cheek, slightly risque scenes.
Oh, ooh la la.
Naughty Krampus.
With a long tongue?
Yep. Yepers. They're usually captioned, greetings from Krampus. Many Victorian and Edwardian Christmas cards in general were already weird and morbid, and the Krampus ones fit right in.
Oh, yeah.
You know.
It was a weird time.
Yeah. Strange times. Hundreds of different Krampus designs were printed before World War I. Everything from silly goofy to super scary. So imagine it's 1910. You go to your mailbox and there's a pretty postcard of snow-covered mountains with a horned demon shoving screaming children into a basket, wishing you a very Merry Christmas. 10 out of 10. Bring this back.
Yes.
Obviously, it's back already.
You know, when you're friends with weirdos. Yes.
Yeah. So we saw the coolest girl in the world.
Oh my gosh.
This weekend. And she was wearing a dress that had little Krampuses all over it. And I told her, I like your Krampus dress.
Yes. Yeah. Immediately I was like, where can I get one of these?
Yes. But with all of this chaos and devil imagery, of course, there were attempts to shut Krampus down.
Oh, the fun haters.
So we already talked about the early church's disapproval, but in the 1930s, things started to get political. Obviously.
Wow. Shocking.
In the 1930s. Who knew? After the Austrian Civil War, the right-wing Dollfuss regime and its Fatherland Front government prohibited Krampus traditions in some provinces. Krampus was framed as evil and unchristian and potentially harmful to children's morality.
Right.
But by the late 20th century, Krampus bounced back hard. Urban Christmas markets in cities like Salzburg started including toned-down Krampus appearances, more playful, tourist-friendly demons.
Tourist-friendly demons.
I have to say, the first time I ever saw these videos of the Krampus thing, like me coming, like growing up in conservative West Texas, I was like, what is this? Whoa. Oh my gosh. Now I'm more used to it, I think.
Yes. I'd say so.
Rural areas maintained much more intense traditional runs with hand-carved masks and local groups or passes of Krampuses. So in the big cities, they kind of sanitized it a little bit, but in those little villages, they were like,
they're old school.
They're old school. They're like, we are going to beat you with this little birch
They're like,
rod.
This is great grandpa's Krampus mask.
Exactly. And then pop culture got a hold of him. So books, comics, TV episodes, and that 2015 horror comedy movie, Krampus, all introduced the demon to a global audience.
Have you seen that?
Yes, I love it. It's so cheesy. It's so corny, but I love it. Now you've got Krampus Festival. Oh, one kid this week was telling me, this kid was a little bit older, but they said that their Christmas Eve tradition is to all get their blankets and their popcorn and go on the couch as a family and watch Krampus. I was like, okay. Have a holly jolly Christmas. So now you've got Krampus festivals in the U.S., Krampus pub crawls, and people in places like Pennsylvania and Oregon organizing their own Krampusnacht parades, gathering inspiration from the old Alpine model. Have you ever been to one?
I haven't been, but our friend lives in Philly and he participates.
Oh, is he a Krampus?
And he is the one who sends us the Krampus cards every year.
Cute. Yeah, I love that. Shout out
Chandler.
Hey, Chandler. We want some pictures. Send us some pictures.
I bet you he sent some. I'll take a peek.
Oh, yeah.
He used to send them to us.
Thing.
Yeah.
So Krampus goes from banned by fascists to featured in Christmas horror movies in under a century.
Yeah. How progressive.
What an icon. On paper, Krampus is awful. He beats kids, abducts them, drags them to hell. But when you look at how he actually functions in communities, a different picture emerges. Kids generally know it's a costume, but the ritual gives form to their anxieties about doing wrong, disappointing adults, and the scary unknown of winter.
So he's got some redeeming qualities.
Yes. And adults get to blow off some steam, dress up as something wild and aggressive, hit some kids, stuff them into a sack, and participate in a tradition that ties them to their grandparents and their great-grandparents.
Yeah.
You know, like you said, they probably really are using their great-grandpa's old mask or whatever.
Right.
You know?
And I'm sure, like, you know, you see it as a kid, you remember it, right?
Yeah.
So you're modeling your behavior on that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool. And everyone gets a story. Like, remember the year Krampus whacked Uncle Peter so hard he spilled his mulled wine? So, of course, there's a line. Modern debates in Austria and Germany focus on safety, consent, and gender. Who gets to play Krampus, how aggressive they're allowed to be, how to protect the kids and the bystanders, especially women who report being targeted for rougher treatment during runs.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like, don't be a jerk.
Yeah.
That's all.
Yeah, they should probably have some guidelines on like who gets to be a Krampus.
Yeah,
you know, like we don't want them to. We don't want it like a serial killer Krampus or something.
Well, this took a dark turn.
Yeah, it could really. I don't know. There might be a book idea, movie idea, screenplay. Don't steal my screenplay idea, guys.
Trademark.
Unlike ghosts or demons or cryptids, Krampus in historical sources is firmly a folkloric figure, not a literal paranormal being. But in the last 15 to 20 years, especially with the rise of paranormal forums, TikTok, Reddit, and online folklore communities, a handful of spooky stories have popped up where people claim Krampus appeared as a real entity. So, would you like to hear a couple of those stories?
Of course.
A frequently reposted story tells of a family living in a rural area near the Austrian border. Around December 5th, the narrator, age 10 at the time, claims to have seen a tall figure with goat-like legs, a hunched back, and heavy bells jingling even though the figure wasn't moving. Steam was rising from its body despite the cold. The family dog supposedly refused to go near the window and hid under a table. When the narrator woke the next day, there were cloven hoof prints in the snow outside the house leading into the forest.
Dun, dun, dun.
Number 2.
Or it could just be a regular demon. Anyway.
Who says it's Krampus?
Just a regular
Maybe it's Batman. Who knows? Maybe it's Yeti. I think I might have a Yeti one coming up. I don't know. Let's see. A surprising number of people from the Tyrol and Styria regions claim that in the days leading up to Krampusnacht, they've heard chains dragging on cobblestones or pavement, deep cowbells, even in areas where Krampus runs weren't happening.
Oh.
And growling or snorting outside windows. One woman said she woke to what she thought was her boyfriend snoring. She's like, who is that? Only for him to walk in from another room while the noise continued. When they checked outside, the snow was disturbed in a perfect circle, but there were no human footprints.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
Perfect circle. UFO.
Yeah, obviously. Okay. So this one circulates among Alpine hiking communities. A man hiking in December reportedly saw a figure standing between the trees, tall, dark, and shaggy.
Oh, just my kind of guy. Just kidding. I'm a hairophobe.
Oh, God. At first, he assumed it was a person in a Krampus costume, but then it dropped to all fours, moved unnaturally fast, and let out a guttural, multi-layered growl like 2 or 3 voices at once.
Okay, that's something different.
When he approached the spot the creature had been standing, he found deep hoof-like impressions, much larger than any goat or deer native to the region.
Okay, that's another demon or shapeshifter.
Yeah. Or
of some sort.
What if it's Yeti?
Wait, the hoof didn't it have hooves?
Oh, yeah, it had hooves.
Yeah. Yeti just got some new shoes.
He's like tap dancing. These are my party shoes. Anyway, Krampus is constantly being renegotiated. Is he a harmless symbol, a tourist attraction, a living folk tradition, or a liability in a fursuit? As you're listening to this, because there are some stories of like people getting hurt because they're
Well, because it's wild.
It's wild, and they're hitting people, and they're chasing people, and
the
grabbing.
schnapps are flowing.
Exactly. So, as you're listening to this, somewhere in the Alps, a group of people is pulling on heavy fur, strapping on cowbells, and fitting carved wooden masks over their faces. They'll jog through the snow at night, breath steaming in the cold air, lanterns and torches flickering off horned silhouettes. Kids will scream and laugh. Grown adults will pretend not to be scared while being absolutely scared. Someone will hand a demon a shot of schnapps. Mm-hmm. And the next morning, shoes will mysteriously have candy in them. Birch twigs might appear on a doorstep. And somewhere, a kid who pushed their luck all year will be on their very best behavior for at least 48 hours. We know kids, right? Krampus is one of those legends that reminds us that Christmas has always had a dark, wintry side. Before it was peppermint lattes and inflatable yard Santas, it was snow and hunger, long nights, and the fear that something might be lurking just outside the circle of light. So this holiday season, stay cozy, stay creepy, and maybe keep an ear out for bells in the dark. Krampus might be coming to pay you a visit.
Ooh. I'll have the schnapps ready. Don't worry.
I want to go to a Krampusnacht.
It would be fun. We should really see when the one in Philly is.
Yeah. Oh, I want to go to one in Austria.
Well, yeah. That would be great too. I was just trying to be responsible.
Dang it. I really want to go on one of those river cruises.
Yes.
That's in the winter and goes to all the Christmas markets.
That would be amazing.
Yeah.
I love the Christmas markets.
Mm-hmm. Me too. It's my favorite thing.
Beautiful. Yes. And so fun. Yes.
Yeah.
Well, I loved it.
Thank you.
Krampus.
It's fun. It's creepy. It's fun. It's winter.
Hey, maybe you should dress up like Krampus for the party tomorrow.
We're going to an actual fancy party tomorrow. I'm like,
that would be incredible. I'm like, oh, does anybody hear those bells?
I'm like clomping in. Clonk, clonk.
Next year. We'll bring a bundle of twigs just to hit people.
Yeah. Maybe next year. They'll love it.
Yeah. Be really great.
Wow.
Well, thanks for that. That was really festive.
Thank you.
Speaking of festive, are you ready for Somebody Told Me?
Yes.
Okay.
Let's hear it.
So, guess what? This Somebody Told Me is near and dear to my heart because this is actually about the house I grew up in.
Ooh, okay. Let's hear it.
So the reason I decided to talk about this today is because Christmas time is when all the activity in the house ramps up every year. So just some highlights over the years. I think I've mentioned in the past some of the things that have happened in the house, but when I was growing up, there were a lot of different events that would happen. And so things would go missing and then reappear in really obvious places like several days or weeks later. For instance, I remember this day clear as day. We had 2 remotes. They went missing. My mom's like, where's the remotes? You kids take the remotes. Blah, on and on. Yeah. So we all had to go up and look in our rooms. Yeah. And, we searched everywhere. Nothing. Cushions off the couches. Yeah. On and on and on. We all come downstairs and they're in the middle of the floor lined up together side by side.
They're like, gotcha.
So we were like,
sorry, kids.
Yeah. And my mom's like, I can't believe you kids. And my brother's like, yo, did you do that? And I'm like, no, I thought you did. And he's like, no.
Oh my God.
So that was an early one. Yeah. And then there would be like noises. So once we were all in bed, but not asleep. Mm-hmm. And there was this just giant boom. It shook the whole house. And so we thought like a tree fell on the house or something like that. My dad went outside, up in the attic, all around, flashlight, this, that, nothing. Asks the neighbors because like maybe it's some weird sonic boom from a jet or who knows what. Nobody heard anything. It was just us in the house. So weird. No source. Then let's see. There was an old clock radio with a dial and it would light up, one of the ones you would turn.
Yes.
And so I'm in like middle school. In the middle of the night, I wake up because I'm hearing this like weird music. And I get up and I go, it's in our computer room. Okay. Kids, that's a whole nother side story.
Yes.
And it is just randomly playing this music. The dial's lit up, and I can't get it to turn off. I had to like unplug it, and it was so bizarre because we never used it. It was just in there as a clock. You know?
Yeah.
So weird. So that was another one. And then to bring it back to the Christmas thing. So I had bought for my mom this ornament, and it's like an old music box. It winds up and it plays a little song. So this is years ago now. It's, you know, on the tree, from the tree, and you have to wind it.
Yeah.
And so my parents are just sitting there, and it just starts playing. And they're both like, what the hell? You know, whatever. Then it happens again and again and again and again. You know, all these different times. Like they took it off the tree and it would always do it. So my mom will not put it on the tree anymore. And then they have...
You got to put it on the tree when you go home.
I know. If I know exactly, like I can picture it so clearly in my brain what it looks like, but I'll have to see if I can find it. And then they have a couple fireplaces. You know, this is an old Victorian house, so there's several fireplaces, and the lights on the one fireplace will just like go off, go on, go off, go on all the time. And then just recently, there's been some voices, like audible voices that have been heard. So,
oh my gosh. Are you going to investigate when you're home for the holidays?
Don't tell my mom, but I'm bringing my equipment.
Oh my gosh.
I'm probably going to be so scared.
You can do it. You can do it.
I know. But like, so my mom heard a woman's voice right in her ear that said, boo. But she said it was playful, not scary. And then just a couple weeks ago, my dad heard, he woke up and was just kind of like laying there, and he heard, and how are you today? And he thought it was my mom. My mom was downstairs. It was this whole thing. And he's super skeptical. So there's already sort of a ramp up in activity, but it always, for some reason, comes around Christmas time. And I'm excited. And now I'm nervous.
Oh my gosh. You had to do a little history on the family that had the house before you guys had the house.
Yeah, I mean,
because it was only one family, right?
It was one family, like passed down through, and then also, you know, the house was built in the 1800s, so they would have like laid people out in the front room, you know, after they passed. And they have photographs of sort of like a running history of people's names that were kept on the walls and stuff.
Whoa!
And then this is kind of funny. So back when I had a Ouija board and played with a Ouija board and stuff, one of the names that kept coming up was a name that was
Andy.
I'm not even kidding.
I'm gonna tell your mom that you open a portal.
My mom threw that Ouija board right out.
She's like, absolutely not.
It was so good. It was like, I got it from a garage sale. It was super old. The planchette had like a nail in the middle. I'm not even kidding.
Andy.
It was for real. I was like 13. Come on. Come on.
Wow. Not old enough to buy a cigarette or a lottery ticket, but old enough to open a portal to hell.
It's okay. We'll close it. I'll bring some sage. We'll sage that.
Wow. Yikes. Well, I'm excited to hear what happens at your house.
I know. I'm a little bit nervous.
You should like Google those names.
Well, I'll have to go back through the million family photo albums and see if I can
find
I thought
you said they're hanging.
Oh, no. It was because my dad redid like basically the entire house, and so including like insulating and stuff that. Yeah. And so it was under layers of wallpaper and stuff.
Yeah.
And it was like, you know, handwritten. So they took pictures before they put up drywall and all of that stuff. But also they just did some renovations, like just finished with like some floor. So that always kicks up some stuff. Yeah.
Yikes. Oh my gosh.
We'll see what happens. Well, thanks so much for listening to this episode of the You Two Scare Me podcast. Have you checked out our website, you2scaremepodcast.com? You can find blog posts for each episode, as well as do a little last-minute Christmas shopping in our merch store.
Listeners, do you like what you hear? Help us reach more ears by sharing the show with your family and friends, subscribing to our YouTube channel, and joining our Patreon. Your support means so much to us.
You can also help us by rating and reviewing us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, iHeart, Amazon, and wherever you get your podcasts.
Don't forget to check out our social media. Find us on Instagram at you2scareme_podcast. On our Facebook page, You2Scare You can even follow us on TikTok. Just search You2Scare podcast. No spaces.
Remember to send us your own spooky stories for our Somebody Told Me segment at you2scaremepodcast@gmail.com. That's YOUTWO scaremepodcast@gmail.com.
Thanks for wandering through the shadows with us.
Happy holidays, everyone. Be good to each other out there. And beware what lurks beyond the light. You never know when Krampus might be waiting in the shadows.
Dun, dun, dun.
Jingle, jangle.